Hey, Willow!
Hey, Janet, how's everything going?
I'm good. Listen, I'd love a chit-chat, but I'm actually texting you today because I saw the short story you posted online on your blog about growing up with your mom, and it just really hit home with me. It was so well written and so honest. It was totally profound, Willow. I was so impressed that I read it 3 times.
Oh, Janet, you're too sweet. I wasn't expecting anyone to read that story, but I've been getting so many positive responses since I posted it.
Has your mom read it yet?
No, she's so focused on the shop at the moment. And to be honest, I haven't told her about the story. I'm worried she'd read too much into it. It's fiction, but it's also very much written from my own personal experience. So I'm not sure she'd be too pleased with what I wrote.
Well, that's a shame because I'm pleased, very pleased, and actually, come to think of it, my company is on the lookout for new talent, and you definitely fit the bill, Willow.
Seriously, your publishing company? You want to hire me?
I've always thought you were an amazing writer, Willow, but I assumed that it was just a hobby for you, and that you were focused on helping your mom run her shop. But reading your story last night, the world needs to see your talent, Willow. And while I have the utmost respect for your blog, your writing is good enough to turn this hobby into a full-time career.
So what exactly are you offering me?
I'm offering to be your agent, Willow. That's a pretty sweet deal if you ask me. Your agent and your friend, we could form one hell of a team.
This all sounds too good to be true. You would represent me? To write what? Stories?
Yeah. Do you think you have a novel in you?
Probably. I mean, I could write all day about my relationship with my mom.
I was just thinking the same thing. This short story you wrote for your blog, you could easily turn that into a novel. I know a fantastic editor. Although, I doubt they'd have to change much. Your writing is that good.
You're too kind, Janet. I'd have to talk to my mom first. She's struggling a lot at the moment. Ironic, really. I'd need my mom's permission to start writing a book based on my relationship with her. But she's been talking a lot about upping my hours. Business has been booming lately, but her health hasn't been so good. She doesn't cope well with stress. So she can be a tricky person to talk to at the best of times.
I understand, but I'm sure she'll understand that this is a huge opportunity for her daughter.
My mom's old-fashioned. She's very family-oriented. Her flower business is a generational thing. It's been in the family for decades. I think she expects, rather than hopes, I'll take it over from her and run it. But it's a full-time job. I barely have enough time to write as it is. I don't know how I'd write a novel alongside working 6 days a week.
It's possible, but I wouldn't want to put that pressure on you. And I want you to be all in. If we go ahead with this, I can only take on one new writer. And it's between you and another promising writer.
Oh.
But don't worry, Willow, I want it to be you. But I need some assurances that you want this too. You're sounding pretty hesitant at the moment. Which is totally fine. You can take your time to decide. But I'll need a decision by the end of the week.
The end of the week?
Yes, I'm afraid so. I'd love to give you more time, but we need to start work on a new book in the next month and have it ready by the fall.
I see. I really want this, Janet. The more you talk about it, the more I want it. But this is such a shock for me. I really wasn't expecting to do more than arrange bouquets for the foreseeable future.
I know it's a lot to take in, so please give it some thought. Mull it over, talk to your mom, and then get back to me.
I will do, Janet, and I'm sorry that I need to take some time to think about your offer.
No problem. Looking forward to hearing from you. And fingers crossed we can work together.
Me too. Speak soon.
Speak soon, Willow.
Hey, Mom. Hey, darling, are you feeling better? A lot brighter, actually. I got some amazing news today. Oh, yeah? What news is that? Did you meet Joey? Your friend's son, Joey French? Ew, no, Mom. Stop trying to set me up with that guy. He's a creep. Joey is a charming young man, and he has his eye on you. I know he does, Mom. I've been trying to avoid him since 8th grade. No, my news is not that I met Joey French. What is it then? And I can't talk for long. I have a delivery of pink lilies arriving in 20 minutes. There are a lot of weddings at the moment. Makes a change from all the funerals. Funerals are good for business. It's never felt right to profit from someone's death. We are not profiting from people's deaths. We are helping grieving families celebrate a loved one's life. There's a big difference, Willow. How many times do I have to tell you that? Anyway, Mom, you know I've been writing more lately. Those poems you write? No, they're short stories, actually. Prose. Are they now? I've always thought your writing was very eloquent, Willow, if a little wordy. Well, that's the point. There's a lot of words in a short story, Mom. And I know you haven't read much of my work, so stop pretending you have. I've read some, but I'm a very busy woman, Willow. I know you are, Mom, but I've been offered an amazing opportunity. You know my friend Janet? Yeah, she's a very sweet girl, that Janet. Yeah, she is. She's also a literary agent. She is? Yeah, and she wants to take me on as a client. A client? Doing what exactly? Writing, Mom. She wants to be my agent. As in, she wants me to write a book. And she wants that book to be published and hopefully read by lots of people. She wants you to write a book? But that sounds like a lot to ask of someone who works a full-time job, doesn't it? Well, that's the thing, Mom. I would be writing the book, and that would be my job. I wouldn't be able to continue working in the shop, at least while I'm writing the book. And then, of course, if the book sells, then this could be my full-time job. Writing, being an author. This is an amazing opportunity for me. Darling, becoming a famous writer, this all sounds very fanciful. I have a friend who's published several books and it hasn't changed her life. She still runs a bookshop. She earns very little money from writing. If your friend Janet wants to be your agent, then you have to think about what she'll be getting out of it. There's every chance that this will still fail, and Janet will still have a job after it fails, a life, and you won't. I don't think this is destined to fail. That's a very pessimistic outlook, Mom. Why on earth would I pursue something that I thought was destined to fail? This has been a dream of mine for as long as I can remember. Has it? I can't remember you telling me that this has been your lifelong dream before. I thought it was a hobby. Everyone has a blog these days. Yes, but Janet thinks that my writing deserves a bigger platform. She really thinks I've got talent. I feel like I've been waiting my whole life for something like this to happen. And the reason why I've never told you that this has been my dream is that you've never been interested in my writing. You've always just thought it was a silly little hobby. But what about the shop? What about the shop? Willow, you know that this shop has been in our family for generations. And I can't run it forever. It's stressful enough as it is with just the two of us running it. I can't run it on my own. So I should turn down the chance to be an author to help run your flower shop? And then what, Mom? I take over the business when you retire and that's my life? I'm a florist until I have children and then they'll be florists too. No, I'm not going to live my life like that. I'm not going to live my life according to how you want me to live it. You should want me to pursue my dreams. You're my mother. I want you to pursue your dreams, but they have to be realistic. How much more realistic can this dream get, Mom? It's not even a dream anymore. It's a reality. It's happening. I'm not just writing on my blog hoping to someday become an author. Janet's agency wants me. I just don't feel like this is what you should do, Willow. I'm sorry. And if you really feel like it is, then I'm sorry. You're not welcome in my home anymore. You're going to cut me out for pursuing a career as an author? Some supportive mother you are. You're so self-serving, Mom, so selfish. I've only ever wanted what is best for you, Willow. I think this would be a bad decision, so please, promise your mother one thing. What's that? Please, think about it. Think about the consequences of pursuing this. And if you decide that's what you want to do, then so be it. But I won't be part of it. I'll think about it, Mom, but I can't promise anything. And you're putting me in a horrible situation. I hope you come around. Goodbye, Mom. Hey, Janet.
Hey, Willow, can I help with anything?
Well, yeah. I've had some time to mull things over, and I've decided that I want to go for it. I want to write this book.
Oh, that's strange.
Why?
Well, I thought you weren't interested.
What? But you specifically said that you wanted an answer by the end of the week, and it's not even Friday yet.
Yes, but I assumed since your mom called me and told me you weren't interested that you weren't interested.
What?
Yeah, she called me a couple of days ago. She said you were sick and in bed and that you wanted her to pass on the message to me that you weren't interested in writing the book. You had agreed with her that you wanted to continue working in the shop and that you had a dream to run the shop. That it wasn't your dream to write the book. I have to say, I did think it was strange that your mom was telling me and not you. But I thought that you were sick, so I didn't want to bother you.
I can't believe she did that. I told her that it was my dream to write the book. That I didn't want to work in the shop anymore. I can't believe she would go behind my back like that.
Oh my God, Willow, I'm so sorry. That's crazy, but when your mom told me the news, I signed the other author.
You did?
Yeah, we've already signed the contracts. I'm so sorry this has happened.
This is all too much.
Listen, Willow, I promise. The second my agency says I can take on another author, you will be the first person I call. But my hands are tied at the moment. We only have the budget for one author until the fall.
I need to talk to my mom.
Yeah, that's an awful thing she did. And I feel so terrible for not calling you and hearing it from you in person. I promise I'll make it up to you, Willow.
Speak soon, Janet.
Speak soon.
Mom?
Yes, darling?
You're not answering your phone.
I'm sorry, I was busy at the shop. Are you still sick?
I'm gonna level with you, Mom. I'm not sick. I was lying. I just couldn't face seeing you.
Why?
I know what you did, Mom.
What did I do?
You called Janet and told her that I didn't want to write the book. That it was my dream to run the flower shop with you. You lied, Mom. You decided my future for me. And now Janet doesn't want to take me on as a client anymore. It's all up in smoke.
I'm sorry, Willow, but I was worried that I would lose you. My only daughter, I can't lose you. If I lose you, then I lose this business. After your father died, this little flower shop and you were the only things I had left. And I can't lose both of you.
You didn't have to lose me, Mom. You were the one who gave me the ultimatum. You were the one who threatened to cut me out of your life if I chose to pursue becoming an author. You did all of this. But guess what? You can't decide my future for me. I'm not a child anymore. And this whole situation has made things crystal clear for me. I'm not coming back to work, Mom. And if Janet doesn't want to be my agent, then I'm finding another one. And I will publish a book, and I will become an author. Janet showed me that my talent means something. All you've done my entire life is undermine me, exploit me for your own selfish needs, but it's over. I'm the one cutting you out now. I'm doing this on my own.
Don't say that, Willow. I've spent my entire life trying to make sure you are happy. That you have a roof over your head, that you had food on your plate. Do you have any idea what it's like to lose your husband when you have a baby? I had to do things that I'm not proud of. That nearly killed me. But I did them all for you. And don't you ever forget that. I know what it's like to never have a father. And to have a mother that is so bitter and resentful with her own life that she made her daughter's one a misery. You never see life from someone else's perspective, Mom. You live a life of self-pity. And I think I know the real reason why you called Janet, and it has nothing to do with the shop. It's because you couldn't stand the thought of me achieving something with my life. Something you could never do. That is beyond unfair.
It's true, though. Well, guess what, Mom? I'm going to achieve it. And you can either be proud of your daughter, or you can continue to be bitter and resentful. The choice is yours.
You're not welcome in the shop anymore, Willow. You're fired.
You can't fire me. I've already quit, Mom. And I can't wait to start my next chapter. Even though Janet didn't end up becoming my agent, it didn't take long for me to find another agent. By the end of the year, I had published my first novel, which unsurprisingly was based on my relationship with Mom. I like to think that Mom still keeps tabs on what I'm doing, and even that she's read my book. At my book launch, I thought I saw her in the audience, but I may have just been making it up in my head. I don't regret pursuing my dream, and I hope one day my mom will realize that this was the thing I was meant to do.